Hi, this is Faith and Literacy, and welcome to part 5 in a series that I'm calling Building the Foundations for Reading Success. In this video, I'm going to focus on fluency. The previous videos, I talked about phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, and phonics, 3 of the basic foundational skills that kids need in order to build that strong reading foundation. Here, I'm going to be talking about fluency, what it is, what skills are needed, as well as some activities that you can do in the classroom and at home. If you are a classroom teacher, a specialist in education, a homeschooling educator, or a parent, don't go anywhere. And if you haven't, please hit that follow button and also share, like, save this video, and engage in this video and other videos by asking questions. And foremost, don't go anywhere. I want you to listen to what I have to say about fluency. Now, fluency is the ability to read text accurately, quickly, and with expression. Have you ever heard of the term prosody? Well, prosodic reading, or reading with expression, is widely considered to be one of the hallmarks of achievement with reading fluency. When a child is reading with prosody, their oral reading sounds a lot like speech, where they have appropriate phrasing, they have pause structures, stress, they have a rise and fall or intonation patterns, as well as general expressions. Now, this skill is essential for comprehension. Now, we know that the ultimate goal for reading is, that's right, comprehension. But if our kids are filling up their minds so much with focusing on breaking apart words and decoding, they don't have enough space to help them to work toward comprehension or really grasping the meaning of the words that they're decoding. So fluent readers can focus on understanding the meaning of the text rather than decoding each individual word. When we're looking for skills that need to be developed or introduced in pre-K to first grade, here are some skills. For the little ones, the pre-K students, here you just want to focus on developing their love for books and stories. You want to start this habit early. You can do this by reading aloud to children every day. You want to encourage them to follow along with their eyes as well as their fingers. And you know, at this stage where kids want to hear that same story over and over and over again, and we're like, why? But I know as parents, we do it. And that is great, is actually essential. Because here you are building their listening skills, their vocabulary, their understanding of story structure, right? The characters, the setting, and the plot of the story, as well as looking at you model good reading. They're understanding what expressions and intonations and pauses that they need to have when they're reading. So next time that you hand over a book to your child and they pretend to read, listen to how they're reading, and you'll notice that they'll start reading with expression and intonation, just like you. Now, for kindergarten students, you want to begin developing fluency by having the children read simple, repetitive phrases like the go, spot, go, or run, dog, run. Now, you want to encourage them to practice reading aloud and reading aloud with expression. Now, having them to read these repetitive phrases again and again helps them, one, to build their vocabulary, also build their fluency in reading and seeing these words without having to stop and really think and decode. And of course, it also helps to build their confidence in their reading. Now, once your child enters about first grade, you want to continue to build fluency by providing lots of opportunities for repetitive texts, right? So you want to have them read familiar texts again and again. And then you want to start to introduce more complex texts as children become more proficient. So if you notice, especially classroom teachers, that at a certain point, kids are like, excuse me, miss, we've read this story already. Why are we reading it again? Well, unfortunately, at a certain point, kids lose that love of reading or hearing the same story again and again. But as teachers and even as parents, we want to make sure that we are exposing them to familiar texts again and again. Again, what does this do? It builds their confidence, it builds their fluency, helps them with vocabulary, as well as learning those intonations, those pausing structures, and it helps them to practice their fluency. Now, what are some activities the younger kids can do? Well, the first one I had mentioned already, and that is read alouds. You want to make sure that you are reading to your students or your children every day. And this goes beyond pre-K, as we know. Now, you want to make sure that you're using expressive voices and gestures that is going to engage them into the story. This is going to help to build their love of books and reading. Another activity that you can do is echo reading. Here you're going to read a sentence or a short page, and you're going to read it aloud and then have the child echo or repeat what you've just read. So if you read the sentence, "The dog is in the blue house," you're going to then have them repeat or echo that same sentence. Now, a similar activity is called choral reading. Here, think about a chorus. What does a chorus do? They sing together in unison. Well, that's similar to choral reading. Here, you're going to read a book together as a class or as a family. And you want to encourage everyone to read along at the same time in unison. Something that I love to do with my kids, especially before I even read the first page of a book, is show them the pictures. I want to show them the front cover, the back cover, and some pictures within the text. Here, they're going to look at the pictures. We're going to talk about the characters and what they think is happening or what may happen in the story. This is also going to have them to build another skill that's important in reading, and that's making predictions. And of course, after you read a story to your kids or your students, you want them to retell the story in their own words. This is going to help them to reinforce their comprehension as well as their narrative skills. Now, for older kids in kindergarten and first grade, again, you want to do that repetitive reading. You want to have children practice reading a short passage multiple times to help build their fluency and their confidence. And maybe as a parent, homeschooling educator, or a teacher, you're going to be timing them. And that way you can see after each time, maybe they're going to do it 3 days or 4 days in a row, you can see how they're building their fluency by that they're reading a little faster each time. Another activity that you can do with kids is reader's theater. Kids absolutely love to get up, dress up, and express themselves. So you want to use a simple script for kids to practice reading aloud with expression. And this can be done individually, or you can even do it in small groups. Make it a fun family event. You can decorate the house, have them make crafts, and connect it to other subject areas. You can also do this in the classroom by bringing family, right, to watch their reader's theater, or other teachers, other peer classes, or even the principal or other administration so they can see how your children are developing. Now, another skill that can be done is timed reading. You can encourage children to read a passage in a certain time limit. Record their time and encourage them to try to improve that time each time they read a passage. So here are just some skills and strategies that you can use to help build kids' fluency. In my next video, I'm going to talk about vocabulary and how we can expand kids' word knowledge. I hope this was helpful. Until next time, I'll check you later.